What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sunset Valley, and today we're doing a house called Primrose, which is a very pretty name, but unfortunately it's not a very pretty house. It's just like a big, ugly green EA house. It kind of reminds me of a house called Parkshore that's in The Sims 4. It's also a big, ugly green house in like a more old-fashioned style, but there's a lot of good bones to these houses. Like this house has like a pretty good size, like a pretty good shape. Like it's kind of like a box, but it's got like a few details like bay windows and stuff. So I don't think it's too bad. I just really didn't want it to be green. And in fact, you can see like I'm starting to try to make it purple. I don't know why I thought it would work as purple, but the thing is that I'm trying to make these houses suit the Sims, and this house is for pre-made Sims. The mother, her name is Dory, and her favorite color is Spiceberry, which is kind of like a deep plummy kind of purpley reddish color. I'm not really sure, but I tried to mimic that. And then I thought, okay, I'll do like beige brick and then like purple accents, but then like with the beige contemporary brick, I just thought, you know what, let's just make it more contemporary. So I'm making it white now. I kind of beige it out. I'm not really a big beige fan usually. Like for me, like neutral is more gray. I don't usually like beige because it's harder to match, but for this house, I ended up using beige and I'm pretty happy with it. And there's a lot of things like the roof textures and colors available in The Sims 3, especially the base game, are not really easy to match with things. And I just thought that this roof is not something that I would normally use, but then I ended up using it with the beige and it ended up working out. And speaking of that Spiceberry color, that deep dark purple is actually used in this build. So that's a detail that I didn't notice before. If you notice like the details on the columns and stuff and all the windows and the back door is like a deep kind of plummy purple too. It's not super saturated or anything, but it is there. So I did notice that. But then coming into the house, the floor plan, although I liked where everything is, like I said before, like I don't like open concept too much. So the first thing I did was boxed out the rooms. This house wasn't big enough to make kitchen, living, and dining separate rooms. So I just made like the living space one room and I made the kitchen / dining a different room. And the other thing that was not happening was the style inside. So the counters had these like pictures of fruits and vegetables, but these green tiles, I hated it. So I just made it more contemporary. That's kind of what I'm doing with Sunset Valley, I guess. I'm adding my own little gay, spicy flair to it, but I'm also making it more contemporary. Like again, like these houses were based on like 70s style for the most part. So even just bringing it into like, you know, more like digestible colors and stuff is something that I'm really hoping to do. But for this house, I actually went a little bit crazy with color. We'll see that a little bit more later actually, because for the downstairs, I kept it kind of neutral. I used like light blues and pinks and stuff. Like in the bathroom, I forget what I do, but this house has an orange and green bathroom, which is gross, which we'll get to in a moment. But the one thing I did want to keep was the sofas. I thought the sofas were very pretty. I like the yellow. And again, that Spiceberry color is kind of mixed in there. So I thought it went really well with the room. And I just tried to like focus everything around that. But again, like I actually make a lot of changes throughout this. So like, as you see me do this, it's going to kind of change periodically here and there. And again, like my objective with this series is kind of to like keep the essence of what makes Sunset Valley good and just kind of take out the ugly. Even though EA makes a lot of ugly decisions, I think there's like a lot of good aspects to some of these houses. Sometimes it's like the colors, sometimes it's the shape. So I try to keep as much of the original as possible. And also I know a lot of people are super nostalgic for Sunset Valley. A lot of Sims 3 players have spent a lot of time playing in Sunset Valley. I know I have, and like I'm a fan of the store worlds and I've still probably played Sunset Valley the most. And it was kind of the only world when the base game released. So I guess that makes a lot of sense too. So I'm just trying to take out this 70s, maybe add in some 90s and like a little bit of flair and then kind of move on. Oh my God, Kyle's going nuts behind me. So if you hear Cat screaming, again, he's not being tortured. He just hasn't been fed immediately. And fast forward a few minutes because Kyle has jumped onto my lap and I'm petting him. So I think that's going to be the best way to keep him quiet actually. So you might see his feet dangling. But anyway, as I was saying, I tried to do the orange bathroom. It didn't really work out. So I kind of just did this like blue to match the kitchen. I figure I may as well make it cohesive if I don't want to do like a loud style. And as we know, I'm not a big fan of EA's colored bathrooms, but fortunately this house actually has a really nice bathroom and it's upstairs. In my original video when I reviewed this house, I mentioned how I love fuchsia, and this has a fuchsia bathroom, which is kind of like in that Spiceberry color, which again suits the Sims. So I tried to keep that. We didn't even get to the upstairs yet and I'm already like flustered about it. But yeah, this is pretty much what the downstairs ends up looking like. I just tried to keep it super contemporary, nice and simple, like a suburban family house, and I gave it like a proper dining area and stuff. Oh my God, there's like cat fur fluff like floating everywhere. I just cleaned up my desk too. Okay, anyway, here we are onto the fuchsia bathroom. And in fact, I decided to make it more fuchsia because I thought, why not? And yeah, like as we transition into the upstairs, I actually added a lot more color for the upstairs. So the daughter, her name is Bebe, and her favorite color is green. And she actually already has a green bedroom, but it's an EA bedroom. So of course I had to fix it. But if you look, the adult bedroom, like the main bedroom, it has like blue cloud or like race car wallpaper or something. it's so juvenile. Like it looked like a daycare, not an adult's bedroom. So anyway, the way I started doing this is I actually just started randomizing patterns and stuff. So I learned this from CJ. So there's this guy named CJ Plays, and he likes to review a lot of Sims 3 custom worlds, but he also does build videos. And I was watching him do a video where he was randomizing swatches on items, and apparently you can do that with one of the NROS mods. I forget which one, but it's like one of the add-ons to like one of the ones that everybody has. So like if you have that add-on, you just have to right click on the certain swatches and it'll randomize them, and it'll randomize the texture too. So color and texture. So you get all sorts of crazy stuff. And that's how I got this wallpaper with all the squares on it. Like right now it's kind of like bluish and purple. I'm usually pretty good at picking colors and I kind of know what I want to do with that. But for me, finding the right texture is often really, really difficult. And just randomizing it will sometimes give me a texture that I didn't even know existed. So yes, now we can see it starting like to turn into my vision. Like I turned it into more of like a deep red. I'm playing with each individual swatch, just trying to give it the right touch that I want. And I know I'm speaking vaguely and everything, but it is a creative process. And like in my head, like I'm not thinking I need to make this 10% more red. Like in my head, I'm thinking I need to make it pretty. And that's just kind of like what I do. I just kind of move around, tweak things around until it just looks the way that I want it to. And I love the irony that I'm wearing a shirt that's matching this bedroom as well. But yes, so we're moving into like the last bedroom. This is Bebe's bedroom. Bebe's the daughter. She is a teen. She's actually a technophobe. So there's no computer at her desk. So I didn't add one. There's no computer in this house at all. They still have the TV and stuff downstairs, but I figure like she can have like a bookshelf and do like, you know, less electronic things. And yeah, I tried to give her a fun textured wallpaper, but it did not really work out. I'm just kind of adding extra bookcases to like fill in a little bit of space. These rooms are a little bit big, but I didn't want to shrink anything with this house. I thought the shell was fine as its own, and it's kind of hard enough to roof already, so I didn't want to add any extra like bump outs either. So yes, what I ended up doing was just made it like a nice like contemporary flat green wall, which is something that I would do naturally, and it just felt right, so I kind of went for it. And you know, like adding like the nightstands, like the dresser and stuff, just to make it more of like a Sims bedroom, right? And yeah, like moving into the exterior of the build, one thing I really wanted to add was a backyard fence, because like backyard fences are not popular in Sunset Valley. Like some of the houses have them, but not all of them. And just kind of like tweaked my landscaping and colors, like added a tree, added a bush, and like the flowers I just kind of kept as is too. Because I find like if I start doing flower bushes, a lot of times I really overdo it and then there's like too many flowers. And I think that EA did a good job at putting just enough. But yeah, that pretty much brings us to the end of this speed build portion. So why don't we jump into first person and get a closer look? See you there. And welcome to our gorgeous rendition of Primrose. Honestly, it's almost unrecognizable. But yes, like I explained before, I went for a more like beige and contemporary aesthetic, which is not really my comfort zone, but I think it turned out pretty good. The shape is pretty much the same. I did get rid of a bunch of windows, and in fact, there's still kind of too many windows on it. But there's a lot of rooms, and I thought a lot of them kind of needed the windows too. I did not change the window color. I kept like the flower boxes. I just kind of darkened up the porch and stuff, but I tried to keep all the original elements that I liked. And this is the backyard, which I fenced in. I added a barbecue. There's still like the same garden and stuff. I did not touch the landscaping really. I added a tree, but other than that, I think I kept it the same. But yes, let's pop into first person. If you notice, I decorated with the Sims 2 cheating tree. But irregardless, as we walk in, we're kind of greeted with the staircase, which is kind of typical of this style of house, but I just kind of made it off into this like little hallway. So it's like an entry hall, and then you can go into the living room this way, you can go into the kitchen this way, and then this is the bathroom. So into the living room, I also kind of made it so you can go right into the dining and kitchen like from the living room, so your Sims don't get stuck anywhere. All the windows were actually facing in the correct way, so that was really nice. I didn't have to fix anything. But yeah, as you can see, I still kept like the same couch and the pattern and stuff. I just thought it was really pretty. And there wasn't really a lot of pretty in this house. Going into the dining room, this is the exact same dining table and chair that they had, except they had a few different chairs, so I just kind of like made them all match. I'm not sure why they were all different. In here's the kitchen, and honestly, nothing special, nothing weird. I just wanted a normal kitchen. I've been doing some weird kitchens lately. And there's a weird bathroom upstairs. So going in here is like the normal bathrooms. This is like, actually this used to be a half bathroom, but I added it in the shower because I thought like, why not? I wanted to keep the upstairs bathroom as an ensuite. And then going up to the stairs here, I still kept the landing. I was thinking of squeezing in a bathroom here. There was definitely enough space, but I didn't think that we needed it. I still have the ensuite bathroom accessible from the hallway. So then if you go in here, here's our fuchsia bathroom, which I barely did anything to. I made the tiles more of a gray, and I kind of matched them with gray tiles on the wall, but for everything else, I just kind of kept it with like that same fuchsia style. In hindsight, I should have made this a little more white. I might do that after. But yeah, forgetting about that, let's go into Bebe's bedroom. So as I was saying, her favorite color is green. So I just kind of made it like a prettier green, which in my world means adding a little bit of blue. But yes, as a technophobe, she does not have a computer. She has a bookshelf here, and I gave her this little classic telephone. I think this is a store item. But as I said before, like these houses are very base game friendly. For the most part, I only use base game items. And yes, coming into the master bedroom, I told you that it was a statement. So look at this wallpaper. One of the criticisms that I got from my last house was that it looked too mod inspired. Well, if you don't like mod, you're not gonna like this wallpaper, sorry. But I tried to do all my little details. These are the things that EA doesn't do. If you notice, I match the baseboards exactly with the floor. So I like little things like that. It just adds in that little extra touch. And the last thing I want to talk about is this weird, like kind of spice berry and yellow and minty camo. This pattern was on several things in the house. And in fact, although I think it's ugly, I really liked the color palette. So if we scoot downstairs, we can see it here on the plant. Like I kept it, like wherever they used it, I did keep it. So there's a few items like that kicking around. But yeah, like what did you guys think? Have you guys played in this house before? Like when it was its big, ugly green self? And do you remember anything? I've definitely played in this house because I remember the Sims very well. Like most Simmers, I probably didn't play too much with the parents, but I definitely remember Bebe, and she was kind of like my first experience with a technophobe. And yeah, like let me know, like what did you think of the renovation? Like do you like the bold colors inside? Do you like the beige exterior? I tried to give like a little bit to both people. Like if you like simple things, and you'll really like the outside. And if you like my loud sense of style, then you'll love the inside. But either way, I think it's pretty, so that's it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for some more Sims content. I've been really having fun with this series. I can't wait to keep going. Like I'm gonna get all 94 lots done. Just you wait and see. So that means Destiny and I will be really busy, and I guess we'll see you in the next one. Boom.